35 degrees, and for the first time in a few days here in Annapolis, a little bit of sun peeking out from behind the clouds as we welcome you out to Max Bishop Stadium for Game 2 and 3, if necessary, between the top-seeded Navy Midshipmen and the number 2-seeded Holy Cross Crusaders. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ben Gordon Goldstein, joined again by the 2015 Patriot League champion head coach of the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, Sean Leary. And Sean, yesterday, what a performance we saw from both starting pitchers as Navy got a 2-1 victory in 10 innings, the walk-off home run by Stephen Bourne, but boy, both starters, King and Gillingham, really good in that ball game.
Yeah, the game lived up to its billing. Two aces out there, competed for 9 innings, and as we talked during the broadcast, it was going to come down to one hit and an execution by one player, and Stephen Bourne came through for Navy.
And so on the Navy side, Stephen Bourne hitting that walk-off home run with 2 outs in the 10th inning, and for Holy Cross, such a tough loss. As a coach, how do you get your team to bounce back after a loss like that yesterday?
There's no post-game speech for that one. We saw it last year. Holy Cross walked us off, and we looked at our team and said, we're here for a reason. You know, we're a couple wins away from our goal, and they're 2 wins away from the NCAA Regional. So he'll say to the starting pitcher, Phil Reese, you be our momentum today and get us back. They'll be ready. I'm confident we'll see a great game today.
So Freshman of the Year, Noah Song will be going for Navy, and on the other side, Phil Reese for Holy Cross. Quickly, what are we going to see out of both of these guys today?
Well, Noah Song's had an outstanding freshman year, and I think if it's any bit like he's thrown this season, we'll see another competitive outing. And I think Phil Reese has been a guy who's taken the ball game 2 all year and beat these guys, beat Navy early in the season. So I know they're confident in him as well. So
Navy trying to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2011. Holy Cross trying to push it to a Game 3. Starters and the first pitch coming up after this. And welcome back out to Annapolis here as we're getting set for Game 2 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Ben Gordon Goldstein, along with me, is the head coach of the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, Sean Leary. And we're getting set as Holy Cross has taken the field. Let's get you the starting lineups now for both teams. And we'll start first with Navy, who's the designated visiting team here in Game 2. And leading off for them will be the center fielder, Robert Curry. Batting second, the shortstop, Travis Blue. Stephen Bourne, the DH, hits third. Sean Trent, the designated Sean Trent, will bat cleanup and play left field. Hitting fifth will be the right fielder, Connor Deneen. Leland Sale, the first baseman, hits sixth. Batting seventh will be the catcher, Adrian Chinnery. Matthew Wilcox, second baseman, hits eighth, and batting ninth will be the third baseman, Logan Knowles. And again, that starting lineup going up against Phil Reese, who you see there on your screen throwing his warm-up pitches. Reese comes into this game off a tough outing last week against the Lehigh, in which he lasted only 2 innings and allowed 6 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits with no strikeouts and 1 walk. And so, Sean, a tough outing for Reese, trying to bounce back here today in an elimination game for his squad.
Yeah, I think Reese will try to draw upon the outing he had earlier in the season down here versus Navy. So he's a guy who's going to need to command the zone with his fastball. He's got a pretty good cutter, and if he's located in that side, I think that's what he's going to be looking for, to look for some weak ground balls, some weak contact, and it's also a swing and miss pitch when he's on with it.
Reese, as you just saw, the numbers for him overall on the season: 3-3, 4.94 earned run average. It's his 13th start of the season, 14th game overall, 62 innings of work. He has struck out 41 and walked 17, but again, struggled over the last couple of weeks now for this Holy Cross team. You look at his last 3 starts now, including that Lehigh game, only 12 innings of work over those 3 games, and he's allowed 14 earned runs. So needing to get off to a good start here. As you see there, once again, the Navy starting lineup with Robert Curry, the center fielder, who will be leading things off. It'll be Curry, Blue, and Bourne to start things off. Middle third of the lineup, Trent, Deneen, and Sale, and then Chinnery, Wilcox, and Knowles, with the freshman Noah Song starting for Navy. As Reese ready to go to work, Curry digs in, and the first pitch of the ball game is taken up high, and we are underway here in Game 2 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Holy Cross trying to stay alive, while Navy trying to get themselves to the NCAA tournament. The pitch misses for a ball, and it's 2-0, and Curry, a guy who led the team in batting average in the regular season, was 0 for 5 yesterday, dropping his average down to .355 overall on the season. That pitch fouled off, and it's 2-1, but got to expect that he's going to bounce back here today.
I think Holy Cross would circle the top of the lineup yesterday and say they did an outstanding job of controlling those guys, keeping them off the bases. They make so much happen, not only with their offensive the threat at the bat, but also while they're running the bases. So I know Reese will try to keep these 2 off the bases and keep that middle of the lineup from hitting with guys in scoring position.
And quickly it goes to 3 balls and 1 strike to Curry, and Curry was a guy who came into the series swinging the bat pretty well. So the pitch there is hitting the air out towards right field. Hassel over towards the line, and he'll make the catch for the first out here in the top half of the first inning. A place that Curry flew out a couple of times yesterday over to Hassel, who's been playing extremely deep out there in right field and able to make the play for the first out here in the first.
Yeah, that was another good located pitch by Reese there, 3-1. Just going low outside with the fastball, and that's about all Curry could do with it. He barreled it up. But as you mentioned, we saw Holy Cross move back yesterday, and they're playing pretty deep again today.
Travis Blue digs in. First pitch to him is lined out towards right, and that's going to drop in there for a base hit. So Blue swinging away first pitch, and after going hitless yesterday, Blue with a 1-out single, and he's the first base runner of the game.
I mentioned earlier, Reese will come out with fastball and a cutter away, and so if you see the approach to go to right field, that means the hitters are trying to stay simple, and I think the first 2 guys have taken a pretty good approach to this pitcher.
So here's Stephen Bourne, the hero from yesterday, launched a 10th inning walk-off home run with 2 outs in the inning to win the game for Navy. Looks at a first pitch strike here from Reese. What a big hit for Bourne. Looked like that game was headed to multiple extra innings as the first 5 players of the 10th had been retired, 3 on the Holy Cross side and then the first 2 of the Navy half. And then Bourne hitting that walk-off home run. It's a ball there, and it's 1-1.
That's quite an emotional swing. I don't think anybody in the stands was really looking for the walk-off on that pitch, but Bourne took such a good swing at that, and once it got up, looked like it had a pretty good shot, and certainly it got out of here by a decent amount. But in that moment, it just seemed like we were going to be here for 12, 13 innings where those pitchers were dealing.
That pitch, a tapper up the first base line. Pitcher has it, and he'll just apply the tag there on Bourne for the second out of the inning as Reese tags Bourne out. Blue advances over to second on the play, and Sean Trent will come to the plate.
Certainly not critical today to say the first run means a lot, but I think the momentum from yesterday stops as soon as Reese ends this inning and Holy Cross puts that first one up. And I think Navy's thinking the same way. Maybe we build off of yesterday a little bit and try to jump out early and see how Holy Cross may react.
So here's Trent, who led the team in runs batted in the regular season to 49 runs batted in overall on the year. First pitch to him, fastball in there at the knees, and it's 0-1. Trent, a guy who has really started to swing it well here recently. He did have 1 hit yesterday over his last 5 games now, 12 for 21. So he has gotten hot here over the last couple of weeks, trying to get the first run of the game in. So that's a ball, and it's 1-1.
Great location there, though. You see Reese is just working the outer third, missing the pitcher spots, and I think he wants Trent to have to put that ball in play to score the run.
So Blue off of second base. 2 outs here on the top of the first inning. Actually getting some sunlight here in Annapolis. It's been raining the entire weekend, even yesterday while the teams were playing overcast skies. So that pitch misses inside, and it's 2-1. But a little bit of nicer weather here today, although the threat of rain later on in the afternoon. But for now, the best weather we've seen in a few days here for some baseball.
Absolutely.
2-1 delivery, takes it down and away, and it's 3-1. Connor Deneen, who led Navy in hitting during Patriot League play, waits on deck.
I still think Reese is going to be careful here. I think he's going to make Trent hit his pitch with the base open. As dangerous as Deneen has been, I think this is a spot here where you don't give in.
Reese sets 3-1. He does not give in, misses down and away. Ball 4, and Navy has 2 runners aboard. Here with 2 outs, and Connor Deneen now will get the 2-out opportunity.
Navy's done a nice job here in the first inning, getting to see his entire repertoire, working a few counts. What you want to see out of a starter the first time around is what does he have, what kind of movement does he have on pitches during the day, and I think even 4 batters in, Navy has a pretty good feel for what Reese has to offer.
Reese's first pitch to Deneen is popped up foul left side. Rousseau will give it a look over there, but he runs out of room, and it's 0-1. Reese actually threw pretty well against Navy in the regular season. Had a nice regular season until the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. 6 innings, 2 runs, 7 hits against Navy earlier this year. That was the first week of Patriot League play. So he was able to work his way through the lineup a few times against this Navy team. Here's the pitch, bounces up there.
I think what's been impressive for both teams, a lot of these starters have run out there every weekend, and so even after a rough outing, I don't think there's doubt in that pitcher's mind or in the coach's mind for what they're going to get today. And that's something that's difficult to do, to have a rotation set for as long as both Holy Cross and Navy have had this season.
There's the pitch, swung on and hit in the air out towards left field. Schlick, though, is there, and he makes the catch, and Reese out of the jam here in the first inning. So Navy puts a couple of runners on here in the top of the first inning. No runs on one hit, and they leave 2 runners on base. After half an inning of play, Navy doesn't score. Holy Cross coming to bat. And welcome back out to Max Bishop Stadium. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. Navy an opportunity in the top of the first, but not able to score. Ben Gordon Goldstein with you, along with me, Lehigh head coach Sean Leary, as Noah Song getting the start here in Game 2 of the championship series. Song very good last week in an elimination game against Bucknell. He went out and threw 8 1/3 innings of 2-run ball to get Navy to a Game 3, and then they would end up winning that one to get themselves to the championship series. His first pitch of the game is taken up high, and it's 1-0. Lavello, O'Neill, Critelli will start things off here for Holy Cross in the bottom half of the first inning. As Song's pitch is a strike, and it's 1-1. Song 9-2, 2.15 earned run average, 3 complete game shutouts in the regular season, including one that was a 9-inning complete game shutout, as that one is lined back through the middle, and Lavello continuing to swing the bat well, has a leadoff single here in the bottom of the first inning. But Sean, we look at Song, such a good freshman season for him. What made him so tough, especially in Patriot League play?
And the first thing you start with is it didn't seem like a whole lot phased him. He was in tight ball games. He was in elimination games. As you look at his stats throughout the year, and certainly the game he pitched against us, we saw it firsthand. Just steady, tremendous stuff, but more about the poise and the makeup. And even, you're watching that first single there, just right back on the mound and ready to deal.
First pitch here to O'Neill inside, and it's 1-0. Navy corner infielders will play in here. Expecting a chance of a bunt from O'Neill, who didn't show anything there on that first pitch. She had pretty good speed over at first base in Lavello. Song working out of the stretch. O'Neill does square, then pulls back, and it's a called strike, and it's 1-1.
Thought O'Neill swung the bat really well. Didn't get the results out of his swings yesterday, but battled the ball quite a few times and just has had a great stretch here the second half. I'm not sure he's bunting. I think that was more of a bunt take to get a look at Song's breaking ball.
Song will step off. Mentioned O'Neill yesterday. Swung it well, but 0 for 5, so that snapped a 22-game hitting streak for him. Last time he went hitless in a game before yesterday was against your squad. It's the pitch down and away, and it's 2-1 back on April the 10th.
I barely remember April 10th. That's a long stretch of hits. That's a long stretch of hitting. Not shocked to see Lavello on first. He's been such a clutch player in his career and stepping up again this year in the playoffs.
Toss over there. Lavello had that big hit yesterday, knocked in the only run of the game for Holy Cross. 2-out RBI single in the 5th. Made it 1-1 at that time, and that would turn out to be the only run that Holy Cross would score as Navy won it 2-1 and 10. Pitch is lined out towards left field. Trent coming on. He slides and makes the catch. Wasn't pretty out there in left for Trent going down to the ground, but Gregory Walls, the third base umpire, making the call there, and Trent able to get to it. That's the first out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Once again, O'Neill battling a baseball. That was probably the hardest hit ball he's had all weekend. That top spin made that play real difficult for Trent. He was a little bit undecided as he was coming in. Do I try to catch us on the run? Do I slide into it? And I think he kind of got in between both and just used his athleticism to make that play.
There's the first baseman, Critelli, one of the big power bats on this Holy Cross squad. First pitch is a ball. Chinnery thought about a snap throw down to first, but held on to it. It's Critelli, 9 home runs. Overall on the season, he and Hassel tied with your guy Garzillo for the most in the Patriot League.
Doesn't seem fair when you have a 7-hole hitter with 9 home runs like Holy Cross had when we faced them this year, but they had power up and down the lineup. But this guy right here is really the main source that they sort of build around, clutch hitting, and just seems to pile up the RBIs season after season.
2-0, so Song falls behind the hitter. Now bounces one up there, and he's fallen behind Critelli. 3 balls and no strikes. Song 71 innings of work in the regular season. Wasn't a big strikeout guy, 53 strikeouts, but he only walked 19.
I think Holy Cross has done the same thing. They've seen everything he has to offer, and three batters here, really doing a nice job of working some counts. And I would say if you're Holy Cross, it's got to feel good to barrel a couple balls off a kid who's been so dominant the last few weekends and working some deep counts. That they have to feel some momentum building.
Runner going, 3-1 pitch, a strike throw down to second, and he is nailed down there at second base. Lavello caught stealing, and that's the second out of the first. And Song also gets the count back to 3-2. Nice throw, though, by Chinnery.
Outstanding throw by Chinnery. That's a difficult one for the hitter because when you put a runner in motion there, you're saying to your hitter, ball four or hit it hard. And so Song actually threw backwards there and threw a breaking ball, and Critelli took it. Most times, if it's a strike, you're going to see Critelli swing, put the ball in play.
Payoff pitch now. Check swing, and he stays alive.
It's not that Lavello's not stealing there, but it's more of a hit and run type of steal there where if Chinnery makes a great throw, he's going to get him. And to his credit, that was perfect.
Song's payoff pitch again, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with a high fastball that time, and Song, despite the off single, faces the minimum here in the bottom half of the first inning. No runs, one hit, nobody left on base. We'll go to the second inning, scoreless between Navy and Holy Cross. Go to the second inning, no score between Navy and Holy Cross. Both teams getting a base runner on there in the first inning, but nobody able to take advantage as Phil Reese worked out of a first and second, two-out jam in the top of the first inning. Now Leland Sale leads things off here in the second. The first pitch is a strike to him, and it's 0-1. Sale, Chinnery, and Wilcox here in the second inning. We'll see if Phil Reese can settle into this game here in the second inning. The pitch there is looped out towards shallow right. O'Neill going out. He'll reach out and snag it to make the catch. Nice play there for O'Neill. Looked like a little blue pit off the bat, but he's able to get back and make the play.
His first step was towards center, and he immediately realized it was kind of tailing back towards right field, and just did a tremendous recovery step there and never lost sight of the ball. That was an outstanding play. Off the bat, I did think that was going to get down.
So one away here in the second inning. Chinnery, catcher, just threw a runner out. Well, foul that one off his foot, and it's 0-1. Nice throw by Chinnery in the bottom half of the first inning. Now he gets his first at bat of the game here in the top of the second.
We talked about it yesterday. Chinnery's going to make an impact in this game on defense, regardless of what he provides offensively, and that was an enormous throw out in the top of the first. Just changed momentum and gave Song a chance to settle in there.
Pitches the ball. It's 1-1. Chinnery, though, after his hot start in Patriot League play, continues to struggle up at the plate. The pitch there misses for a ball, and it's 2-1. Game yesterday where he went 0 for 3 and has just 2 hits over the last 3 weeks of Patriot League play. That one's a high chopper over to third. Rousseau will have it and fire across, and it's 2 quick outs for Reese in the second.
Holy Cross has to be pleased to see Reese settle in. I think they're looking at this game and going, just keep it from the momentum, carrying over from yesterday early in the ball game, and he's done an outstanding job right here, just pounding the zone, using his defense, and making them get more than one hit to score a run. Because right now the location, they're only going to get singles off of the spots he's hitting so far.
Here's Wilcox. First pitch strike. Wilcox remains hitless in the Patriot League tournament. 0 for 17 now for the freshman. After an 0 for 4 yesterday. Pitch there, a little jam shot roller to short, charging in Lavello. Have to hurry to first, then he makes a strong throw and able to get Wilcox and Phil Reese a very quick 1-2-3 inning here in the second. No runs, there's nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the second inning. Scoreless between Navy and Holy Cross. Go to the bottom half of the second inning. No score between Navy and Holy Cross. Noah Song back out there. His first pitch of the inning is taken for a ball. It's 1-0. 4-5, 6-2 up after Song faced the minimum there in the bottom half of the first inning. Getting a little help from his catcher, Chinnery. Misses with 2 in a row to Schlick, who leads things off. Schlick, then Cloney and Hassel here in the second inning for the Crusaders. Pitch is a strike, and it's 2-1. Song falling behind a few hitters early on in this game, even though he did just face the 3 batters in the first. Not quite as sharp as he was last week early on.
Still pretty impressive. He goes 2-0, freshman, and he goes change up. That's just that's a sign of a veteran pitcher. A lot of times you get into hitters' counts and you're going to give in with a fastball and try to locate it. Instead, he trusts his catcher there and goes back to back with something soft. And that's something you really try to impress on young pitchers is in the moments when things speed up, you try to slow it down, but you have to execute, and he just did.
So it's 2-2 here to Schlick. The pitch is swung and lined over the head of the first baseman, down the right field line and into the corner. Deneen will play it out quickly as he fires it into the cutoff man. It'll be a leadoff double for Schlick. Second straight inning that the leadoff batter is aboard for Holy Cross, and they have a runner in scoring position here in the second inning.
Real nice piece of hitting there, Schlick, making the adjustment along with Song, not trying to do too much with that pitch, and literally put it about the only place he could put that hard. He had to stay back on that ball and lined it right down the right field line for a double. Now Cloney's job is some way, somehow, to get him over to third base. He may use the bunt, but they also have the advantage here with the left-hander. Maybe let him swing and try to move him by swinging away.
Third baseman Knowles play a step in on the grass. Now the first baseman Sale comes in. Cloney was not showing bunt on that first pitch and takes it for a ball. And another hitter, Song, falls behind, so making his job a little bit more difficult, falling behind hitters here.
Yeah, that's not been his MO this year. He's worked ahead quite a bit, but we'll see how he handles it today.
It's another ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
I think you run the risk of trying to be a little bit too fine in the bigger game, and I think Song will need to settle in a little bit on that, just to say, hey, I got to trust my stuff here and just go right to the outer thirds instead of trying to paint the black.
Another ball, 3 in a row that he misses with. In jeopardy of walking his first batter of the game.
Nice move here by the veteran.
Did fall behind Critelli 3-0, came back to strike him out though.
He absolutely did, and again, I think Blue just sees exactly what we're watching up here. Freshman, just take a deep breath, go ahead and relax, and go ahead and pound the zone right here. I don't think there's nerves. I just think he's been trying to nibble just a little too much early here.
Pitch misses inside. So 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Song walks him, and now Holy Cross has 2 runners aboard. With nobody out here in the second, and Josh Hassel coming to the plate. Situation here where maybe a lot of teams would be bunting their 7-hole hitter, but you got Hassel who hit 9 home runs in the season up at the plate.
Well, Coach Ascenzo has one advantage here. Hassel also runs very well. Got an average runner on second, so that may go into a sinking here, but I think the percentages might be that they lay one down here and move a couple runners into scoring position.
Maybe again playing for that bunt as Knowles is in at third, Sale in front of the bag, and Travis Blue is again going to go out and talk with Song there on the hill. Maybe just more about the defensive positioning.
Holy Cross as a whole does use the sacrifice bunt as much as anybody in our conference.
He does square in the first pitch, is a called strike as Hassel bent out of the way of that one, but caught the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Big spot in this one. Holy Cross trying to strike first. They're losing game 1, and he bunts that one foul. So 2 tries, not able to get it down, and likely pull it off here with an 0-2 count.
This would be a big moment here. A hitter gets a little frustrated, but a lot of times they'll lock in right here knowing they didn't do their job. And you know, I very often see a hitter come through with a conversion of moving the runners, even sometimes get a base hit. I like the strategy though, with Wojtek on deck. You know, you have a veteran hitter there that you can move 2 guys in the scoring position for.
Hassel didn't hit into a double play all season. And shows bunt there, and he'll bunt it foul. It's a strikeout, so they keep the bunt on with 2 strikes on Hassel. And he fouls out. And that's the first out here in the second inning.
As I shared, Hassel's a pretty good bunter. I'm not surprised. They thought that was the strategy they wanted to move forward with. It is really difficult to bunt a curveball. A lot of folks say go high and in with a fastball when you're bunting. I think Song was thinking put away pitch there on a swing, but I know the hitter, they start to move their body when they see a breaking ball, and it really affects their ability to put the bunt down.
So here's Wojtek, and another first pitch ball there from Song. Wojtek moved up to the number 7 spot in the lineup. He hit 8th yesterday and had a couple of hits. He scored the lone run of the game for Holy Cross yesterday, going 2 for 4. The pitch there, ripped foul. A little bit out in front of that one. Hammered it, though.
That was barreled directly over Navy's dugout. I would say he was a little ahead of that one.
It counts 1-1. Song being put to the test early on in this one. 28 pitches for him so far in this game. Now the pitch, swing and a miss. He chased one down and away there. Good off-speed delivery, and it's 1-2.
Just a lot sharper right there on that pitch. Again, when you get your fastball to location, that slider coming out of the same arm slot is very, very difficult to lay off, and he was able to get a swing and miss there.
Song's 1-2 pitch, swung and popped him up out towards shallow left. It's blue, just on the edge of the outfield. Call for it, he makes the catch, and Song, allowing the first 2 of this inning to reach base. He's retired 2 in a row. Now a chance to get out of the jam here as Thomas Rousseau, the third baseman, will come to the plate.
This is a nice momentum moment for one side or the other here. Song's either going to pitch his way into a Navy energetic team running off the field, or Rousseau's going to come through with a big 2-out hit to put his team on top.
Rousseau 0 for 4 yesterday. First pitch strike there from Song. 0-1. We saw Rousseau come up with runners on base a few times yesterday because Hassel walked twice, and Rousseau in that left-left matchup with Gillingham struggled a little bit. Now it's 1-1 to him.
I give both pitchers credit right now. They're really missing in good locations. They're just off the plate. They make a little adjustment. I think they both like to see the umpire give them 2 more inches there, but that's where you want to miss, in a spot where it's going to be difficult to barrel the ball.
Pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Once again, going soft. I mean, he's done it. The first pitch strike here to Rousseau with a breaking ball in there with a changeup. Very, very impressive to see a young freshman doing, having the confidence to go to those pitches.
So see what he comes back with now. 1-2. Runners at first and second. 2 down here, bottom half of the second inning. Song's pitch goes off speed, just missed, and it's 2-2.
I think Chinnery had a few options there, and I think he wanted to go back to a breaking ball. And it just came in. It looked like it came in a little bit late and a little bit high.
Rousseau, a 265 hitter. Now the 2-2 to him, a grounder, kicks off the bag. It's going to be a fair ball and roll up the right field line. Around third is Schlick. He will score. It's a 2-out RBI single for Thomas Rousseau on a ball off the bag at first base, and Holy Cross strikes first here in the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0.
Real nice job there by Rousseau, just keeping his hands back, was a little bit out in front, but able to put the ball and play hard. It'd have been interesting to see. I think Sale was on that ball. I don't know if he beats the guy to the bag on that, but he seemed like he was guarding the line a little bit. But once it hit that bag and bounced high, it was obviously getting through for an RBI.
Cloney over to third on the play as well. And so it looked like a chance for Song to get out of it. He had 2 strikes on Rousseau, but instead a fortunate bounce for Holy Cross, and they have the first run. Now the pitch outside to Indalia, and now see how Song responds. A little bit of bad luck there for himself. And still just trying to keep this a 1-run inning as well with another runner over at third.
That's why we tell our hitters, put the ball in play. That ball was hit hard enough, and it may, again, it may have snuck through. But if you swing through that, obviously the inning's over, and Rousseau just kept his hands back long enough, hit it pretty hard, and again, whether or not that hits the base or not is a little bit of the rub of the green, as they would say in golf, but that was well done by Rousseau.
Indalia at the plate, count 1-1 to him with runners at the corners, and that pitch a chopper towards the middle of the infield. Wilcox has it, steps on the bag at second, and the inning comes to an end. But Holy Cross strikes first here in the second inning. They get a run on 2 hits, and they leave 2 runners on base. We'll head to the third. It's 1-0. Holy Cross leads Navy. Go to the top half of the third inning. It's a 1-0 Holy Cross lead over Navy. The 2-out RBI single by Thomas Rousseau there in the bottom half of the second inning, getting the first run of the game across, and now Holy Cross has scored both of their runs in this series with 2 outs in an inning. As game 1, Lavello had that 2-out RBI single to get their lone run home. So they lead it 2-0 as we head to the top of the third inning. Logan Knowles will get his first look at Phil Reese, 9-1-2. Due up here for Navy. As Reese has been pretty sharp so far. First pitch ball, and it's 1-0.
It's going to be interesting, like yesterday, to see the second time through the lineup for both Song and Reese to see the adjustments they make and that the hitters make against them.
Pitch there is swung on and lifted in the air out towards shallow center, and Dahlia is there and makes the catch. Knowles is retired. That's 5 in a row that Reese is now set down since that 2-out walk to Trent in the first. And Navy will flip it back over to the top of the lineup, and Robert Curry, hitless so far in the series, will come to the plate.
Just don't see that carrying through the whole weekend. I think at some point you're going to see Curry on the bases.
It's the first pitch to him. Bounces up there. Kicks some chalk up from in front of the plate. It's 1-0. Curry flat out to right his first time up. So after an 0 for 5 day yesterday, he's now 0 for 6 in the series. That pitch is a strike, and it's 1-1.
We see both pitchers doing it, falling behind and trusting their breaking stuff.
Pitch is a slow roller to short. Lavello will field it and toss to first. A ground ball out as well for Reese. He's got 4 ground ball outs so far in this game. And 2 quick outs here in the third as Reese trying to make it back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings in the second and the third.
The outside of Janeen's line drive to left, I think he's pretty much gotten exactly what he wants. Soft contact, hitter swinging at his pitches and getting those kind of weak contact ground balls.
Pitch to Blue, grounder right to third. Rousseau able to play it cleanly, throw across, and a very quick 1, 2, 3 inning for Reese and Holy Cross here in the third. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. Middle of the third, 1-0. Holy Cross leads Navy. Go to the bottom half of the third inning. It's 1-0. Holy Cross leads Navy. Ben Gordon Goldstein, Sean Leary back with you. Holy Cross scoring their 1 run in the bottom half of the second inning. 2-out RBI single by Thomas Rousseau. So they lead it 1-0. So start it here in the third with Nick Lavello, who takes a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Pitch low, and it's 1-1. Lavello, O'Neill, Critelli here in the third as Song still trying to settle into this game. It's been just a touch off so far, falling behind a few hitters. So he gets ahead of Lavello, 1-2.
And to give Reese a lot of credit, he needed a shutdown inning, goes ahead and gives it to his team. A lot of times in these one-run games, the coaches will talk about getting that next run, whether tie it up or extend the lead. And I know Holy Cross right now is looking to just get that, push that lead from 1 to 2, maybe 3. And with this part of the lineup coming up, I know Coach Ascenzo's anxious to see them break out a little bit and have some run production.
2-2 offering now. Lines that one down the right field line. Deneen going over. It's a foul ball. It remains 2-2. You talk about that shutdown inning for Reese. Well, needed 17 pitches in the first inning, and now over the last 2 innings, he's gone 1, 2, 3, 14 pitches total in the second and third innings. And so he's only at 31 pitches so far through 3 scoreless. He has been sharp so far. Again, the 2-2, big breaking ball. Late break on that one, almost got it back over the plate, but it's full, 3-2.
He released that one, it looked like it was going to be 8 inches high, and that really had a sharp break at the end, just missed the zone.
And he ends up walking Lavello, so the second walk of the game here for Song. It's a second straight inning, actually the third straight inning, that the leadoff batter has reached against him. So Holy Cross's leadoff batter has been on against Song in all 3 innings. And now Cam O'Neill will come to the plate. First inning in this situation, they elected not to bunt O'Neill with Lavello at first base. See, with a 1-0 lead if they do the same. Not bunting. It's a ball inside that was dropped by Chinnery. It's 1-0.
It's interesting, Song is as effective as he's been this year. I'm not sure he's had many games with the first 3 innings he's seen the leadoff guy on. I know yesterday both pitchers did an outstanding job of controlling that leadoff. There's a lot of statistics that'll tell you how important that is for run production, keeping that leadoff guy off in the beginning of an inning.
So toss to first. Lavello already tried to steal a bag in this game and was caught stealing back in the first inning. He's got good speed. Not a great percentage, though, in the stolen bases. After that one, which he was caught stealing, only 6 for 15 in stolen base attempts this season.
has a little bit to do with our league. I think there's some pretty good catch and throw guys in our league, and so even the speedier teams, we like to run, and there's some teams when we play them, we almost have to shut it down. In particular, a guy like Chinnery, it's very difficult to get your running game going.
Pitch is low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Song quickly approaching 50 pitches now. He's at 47 pitches and just 25 strikes so far.
I think the starter gave both coaches a luxury of having rested bullpens, but I don't think they want to go to it this early in the ball game for sure.
Yeah, gets that one over, and it's 2-1. Navy does have the luxury of having their 4th starter, Kyle Condrey, available in long relief if they need him. Be interesting to see what they decide to do up a game. So not an elimination game for Navy. Pitch there is hit towards the hole on the left side. Blue tried to knock it down. Wasn't able to make the play cleanly. It'll be a base hit. Lovello to second, and the second straight inning that the first 2 batters of the inning are aboard. It's first and second, nobody out, and Anthony Critelli coming to the plate.
I think Coach Asenzo's looking at his best hitters in the lineup right here and just saying, again, I wouldn't anticipate a bunt here either. I think he's just saying this guy's going to string a couple hits together and see if they can put together a big inning as opposed to just punching one across here.
And we're going to see an early mound visit here from Navy's pitching coach, Bobby Applegate. Because out there, the entire infield's also going to join the conference and just trying to calm Song down. Now 49 pitches. He's had base runners on against him in every inning so far, and despite that, really the only run against him came on a bit of a lucky bounce there for Holy Cross. Ball hit off the bag at first base with 2 outs in the second. So he's been able to hold down the damage so far, but another scoring opportunity for Holy Cross.
I think Coach Applegate's saying what a lot of pitching coaches would go out and say right here. It's just about minimizing the beginning. You got the best part of their lineup coming up. It's about executing some pitches. And the reality is, I'm just wondering how many times Song's had a mound visit. He's had such a great freshman year. This may be one of a handful of times he's actually been in a little bit of trouble. But yeah, this is about calming him down and making sure he knows right now that if you keep this to a 1-run and 2-run ball game, we got confidence that our offense can get us back in it.
Remember last time Song faced Holy Cross back in the first weekend of Patriot League play, went 7 innings against them and allowed just 1 hit total.
I believe he did that against another team later in the season. I don't recall who that was. Our leadoff hitter knocked one up the middle on the first pitch, and next thing you knew, we had a 1-hitter after 7 innings. He was just outstanding.
Swap your reeds. I just need these because they're the grass.
Critelli stands in, showing bunt on the first pitch, and the ball kicks away from Chinnery, and both runners are going to advance up a bag. So a wild pitch there, Lovello to third, O'Neill to second. And Critelli was showing bunt there. Instead, both runners move up on the first pitch. A wild pitch there for a Song. 6th of the season. And now, 3-hole batter Critelli will get an opportunity to swing away. Navy will play the infield back here, concede the run on a grounder. Pitch there is popped up foul, and that'll get out of play. And it's 1-1.
I believe Navy would like to have that one back. If they could see Critelli give himself up on a sacrifice, even if he had moved the 2 runners to get his bat out of the way, they would have taken that. That was a interesting strategy. I like it. I like moving runners, but it ended up working out for Holy Cross, where he's now going to get the swing.
Grounder to the left side. It'll sneak just past Blue and into left field for a base hit. Lovello scores. They hold O'Neill up at third. It's an RBI single for Critelli and a 2-0 Holy Cross lead. So you see that one just sneak through the left side of the infield. And the first 3 batters of this 3rd inning have all reached for Holy Cross. And they have bounced back in a big way from yesterday's walk-off defeat.
Once again, Lovello starting it off. That's worked a 6-pitch walk, gets himself on base, puts Song into the stretch, and I think things seem to be a little bit different when pitchers are in the windup and in the stretch. And give Critelli credit there as well. Gets to a position with men in scoring position, man on third, less than 2 outs, and it comes through, does the job.
Middle of the infield still back, playing for 2. Cleanup batter Schlick comes up, and he lines that one through the middle for a base hit. O'Neill scores back-to-back RBI singles for Critelli and Schlick, and it's now a 3-0 Holy Cross lead here in the 3rd.
Outstanding job there. Again, got men in scoring position, and you ambush that first strike. And I think guys seem to you see the confidence that you have when you get up a run or two. That was just a different approach. Both guys very comfortable, and those are the two hardest hit balls of the ball game.
And here comes Applegate, and this is going to be all for Noah Song. So surprising here, the freshman Song, who had been so good all season long, is going to last just 2 innings in this game as he faces 4 batters here in the third, does not record an out, and now his afternoon is done. We have a pitching change, 3-0. Holy Cross leads this game here in the bottom half of the third inning. Still 2 runners on, nobody out. We'll get you the details of the change after this. So the new pitcher into the game is the senior Andrew Bartek, who enters his 18th game of the season, 6-2 with a 3.86 earned run average. Pretty good strikeout rate, 34 strikeouts and 32 2/3. Also walked 16 batters and comes in here with runners at first and second, nobody out here in the bottom half of the third inning. Already a 3-0 Holy Cross lead as you have Critelli at second, Schlick at first. First 4 batters in the lineup have all reached base here in the third inning. And the job for Bartek now is try to shut things down, keep this a 3-0 game, and give Navy a few innings in the middle of this game.
Navy's got another veteran out here. This is a guy who's been through the program for 4 years, seen action in critical games. I know we saw him last year in the elimination games, and I know they have a lot of confidence in him. Be another interesting moment here where you come in and you probably have to field a bunt. That's a unique thing as a reliever, so I'm sure they're aware of that, they're prepared for it, but I could see Holy Cross here trying to play for the big lead here by pushing 2 runners across with no outs.
So here's Cloney, walked his first time up. Bartek's first pitch showing bunt. Pulled back on it, and it's 1-0.
And again, with Hassel on deck, you push 2 runners into scoring position. Good decision by Holy Cross here to again try to extend this lead.
Corner infielders playing in here. Bartek's pitch again pulls back on it, and he falls behind him. 2 balls and no strikes. Cloney, one of the better bunters on this Holy Cross team. He had 9 sacrifice bunts, most on the team on the season.
He's doing a nice job making sure he gets a strike here as well. He worked a couple walks yesterday, worked a couple walks last weekend in our series as well.
That one bunted to Bartek. He's going to go to third, and they get the lead runner there. So Bartek, nice job to get off the mound quickly. Knowles holds his position at third. They get the force out on the lead runner, Critelli there. Schlick to second, Cloney to first, but that's the first out of the inning.
I give Bartek a lot of credit. We had the same situation last year, and he had to make that play, and unfortunately for him, he threw a little errant down the third base line, so that was kind of unique. The next time he's in a championship game, he's got the exact same scenario, and this time he executes perfectly.
So here's Hassel now, first and second, with 1 out in the inning. Still a 3-0 Holy Cross lead. The first pitch ball there from Bartek.
A lot of 1-0 counts so far for Navy. That's not been their strength. I mean, that's not something that they do a lot during the season, and I'm sure that's something that they're looking to improve as the game moves on.
Pitch there is lined out towards center. Curry coming on. He's going to have to play it on a hop as he knocked that one down. Had a little trouble controlling it, but Schlick had to go halfway initially, so no chance for him to score on the play. And now the bases are loaded here with still just 1 out, and the catcher, Alex Wojtek, will come to the plate. And 4 hits so far here in the third inning.
Well, that ball was stung, and I think Curry had a great jump on it, but I think the runners did a nice job. I don't think they could have gone much further. That ball bounced about 3 feet in front of them. The only downside there is get the execution of the bunt down, and you get at least 1 more run on the board.
So again, corner infielders are in. They'll look for the out at the plate, and 1 hit to them. It's the first pitch here down low, and it's 1-0, and Holy Cross already with 7 hits in this game. They had just 6 hits total yesterday.
And quite a few balls hit hard. That's a difference. Not always hits. It's just how hard are the outs, and they put the ball in play pretty hard all game. But once again, we're seeing Bartek 2-0 here, and I think we've just said that 8, 10, 12 times for the Navy pitcher so far in this 3 innings of play so far.
Wojtek 2 hits yesterday. Batting with them loaded for Holy Cross. Here with just 1 out in the bottom of the third. Pitch there is fouled back over our heads and out of play, and it's 2-1.
That's a pitch he had a challenge. He had to come right at him, and Wojtek had a good swing there. You just don't like to get into those hitters' counts where you got to attack with fastball when they know it's coming.
Schlick at third, Cloney at second, Hassel at first. And now the pitch hit foul, and Bartek comes back with 2 straight strikes on foul balls and evens up the count at 2-2.
And getting that breaking ball over there now, he has a choice. He could go back to the fastball, try to locate it, or maybe extend a little bit with a breaking ball.
Set, and the pitch misses for a ball, and now it's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Chinnery's going to go out there and make sure they're on the same page how they want to attack him here, 3-2.
I've seen Chinnery do this quite a bit. I think he's just making sure, looking him in the eye, and making sure the pitch that they want to throw to location is not about a sign. It's about verbalizing it and making sure we execute right here.
Three-two pitch, crushed but well foul. Home run distance there, but a bit out in front of it. Tell right off the bat, and it's still 3-2.
The breaking ball had him out in front, but boy, he certainly stayed back long enough to barrel it and just hooked it foul. It was foul by quite a bit, but definitely home run distance.
Again, the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Wojtek chased one out of the zone there. Would have been ball 4. Instead, it's a huge strikeout for Bartek for the second out here in the 3rd inning. And now they'll look to Thomas Rousseau, who knocked in the first run of the game with 2 outs in the 2nd. He'll get another opportunity.
That's tough on the hitter. We often see hitters, they fight all the way back to 3-2, and it seems like for some reason with 3-2 they expand the zone a little bit. They assume the guy's got to come in with a strike, and he let Bartek off the hook a little bit there because that pitch was out of the zone by enough where I think if he saw that pitch again, he'd probably lay off.
First pitch, well outside, and it's 1-0. So Rousseau had that RBI single that kicked off the bag at first base in the 2nd inning. Scored Schlick on that play. Now Schlick stands at 3rd. And the pitch here's a grounder snagged by Bartek up the middle. He'll underhand to first. And a great job by Andrew Bartek to come into this tough situation and get out of the jam. Holy Cross, though, scores 2 more runs in the inning. They do so on 4 hits, and they leave them loaded. Head to the 4th, 3-0. Holy Cross leads Navy. Hey fans, for the latest news and stories on the Patriot League, follow the Patriot League on Twitter at Patriot League. As we head to the top half of the 4th inning, 3-0. Holy Cross leading Navy. Ben Gordon-Goldstein, Lehigh head coach Sean Leary back with you. As it'll be 3-4-5 due up for Navy against Phil Reese, who had a long wait there on the bench in between innings, but he has retired the last 7 batters he's faced, and Bourne swinging away first pitch, and he flies it right to left. Schlick is there, he makes the catch. Now their first pitch out, as Reese needed only 14 pitches to get through the last 2 innings, and easy first out there for him in the 4th.
Yeah, first off, he likes those long waits. When you're a pitcher and you see a couple runs being put up for you, I'm sure he's excited to have a few more moments in there. But Navy's staying aggressive, and Reese is around the zone, so a lot of quick contact, a lot of quick outs so far for Reese.
First pitch swinging for Trent, and he grounds it right to 3rd. Rousseau is there, throws across. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 4th, and Deneen will come to the plate as Reese has now set down 9 in a row. A little surprised that Navy not at least taking a pitch or 2.
You know, that's how they've played. I mean, and when they're aggressive, they keep jumping on pitches. And to Reese's credit, he's just got late movement right now because he's jamming some guys in fastball counts. That sometimes has a little bit more to do with the pitcher than the hitter. I'd be surprised here if Deneen's not taking a pitch or 2.
Does take a first pitch ball, and the count's 1-0. Song, who lasted only to 4 batters in the 3rd, for 53 pitches. That pitch there by Reese was his 35th of the game, and he's going to have a 4-pitch inning here in the 4th. 3rd straight inning that Reese has set the side down in order. He's retired 10 in a row now. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It's 3-0. Holy Cross leads Navy. Hey fans, follow the Patriot League and its member schools as they celebrate the league's 25th anniversary throughout the 2015-16 academic year. For more details, visit the Patriot League website or your favorite Patriot League school's website. So we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Phil Reese, 4 pitches to work another 1-2-3 inning as he has thrown only 18 pitches over the second, third, and fourth. Holy Cross leads it 3-0, and the offense right back to work here in the bottom half of the fourth inning as Andrew Bartek did do a good job of keeping it a 3-0 game in the third. Now he'll face Bobby and Dahlia here to begin the fourth.
Boy, Reese has answered twice after scoring opportunities for Holy Cross with a shutdown inning. That last inning was pretty impressive, just attack the zone. 4 pitches, I don't know. Guess you can get out in 3, but I think he'd take 4. That was an outstanding effort by Reese.
Pitch there is hitting the air out towards right field. Deneen over into the corner and runs out of room. And it's 0-2. Dahlia was the only player not to bat for Holy Cross in that third inning. They sent 8 players to the plate, scoring 2 more runs. Actually, all things considered for Navy, when 8 players come to the plate, pretty good job by Bartek to limit that damage and keep it at a 2-run frame.
Well, Bartek came in first and second, nobody out, and already 3 on the board, and he was able to minimize that inning. Outstanding job in relief.
Pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second K there for Bartek. And for the first time in this game, the leadoff batter retired for Holy Cross. You see the pitch there by Bartek. Nice movement coming down in the zone, and Dahlia just swings over it, and there's 1 away.
When you're around the zone, players will chase when they get behind in the count, and I think that's been the biggest difference from yesterday to today for Navy's pitchers.
Here's Lavulo. First pitch is called a strike, and it's 0-1. He's been on base twice so far in this game, singled in the first, walked and scored a run in the last inning in the third.
I think we talked about Curry and Lavolo. They get their offense going, and so far today, Lavolo's been involved in potentially 2 rallies, but certainly started that 2-run inning, and I think Navy will be looking for that from the top half of their lineup as they move through the rest of this ball game.
So 0-2 the count. Bartek's pitch, swinging, just got a piece of it. Stays alive. It's 0-2. Hey, you look at the Navy top of the lineup, and Robert Curry still hitless in this series, 0 for 7. And after that first inning, when Navy put a couple of runners on base, nothing for them over the last 3 against Reese. Pitch is hitting the air down the right field line. Deneen over in foul territory. Is able to make the play there in the bullpen of Holy Cross. Nice job by him to get over, retire Lavulo, and there's 2 away here in the fourth. Cam O'Neill will come to the plate. That's one of the most unique
F9s in the country right there. That foul line turns right into a bullpen about 3 feet away, and they tuck away for us down this right field line. We don't even see the conversion of that catch, but those are difficult plays once they get into foul territory because it's uneven footing.
So Lavello retired for the first time in this game. First pitch here to Cam O'Neill, taken in. It's 1-0, and Deneen, the senior, 4-year player, probably very familiar with chasing it down there into the bullpen. And
he'd have been ankle deep in water yesterday on that same play. I'm sure he's glad that's not there.
So it's popped up foul and out of play, and it's 1-1. And Deneen has been quite familiar with crashing into things over there as well, chasing after balls during his 4-year career for Navy.
But you can see he was chopping his feet, he was slowing down, he knows what he was up against, and that was a real nice play. You want to get Lavolo out, and so that's not just about getting it out, it's about who you got out on that put out.
Count 1-2 here to O'Neill, so Bartek looking for his Navy's first 1-2-3 inning of this game. They did face the minimum in the first when Lavello was caught stealing. The pitch down and away, it's 2-2.
Navy has to be pleased with Bartek coming in and just turning the tide a little bit here, giving them a chance. If he can get through this inning and give his squad a chance to start chipping away, he'll certainly have done his job in middle relief here.
Pitch hitting the air out towards center. Curry was playing very deep, took a few steps back, now comes in. He makes the catch, and it is a 1-2-3 inning here on the bottom half of the fourth inning for Bartek. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. Head to the 5th. It's 3-0. Holy Cross leads Navy. 5 Patriot League institutions will stream their respective graduation ceremony on the Patriot League Network. It started this past Saturday with Lafayette's graduation, as you can watch the ceremonies at thepatriotleague.tv. The Patriot League, today's scholar athletes, tomorrow's leaders. Ben Gordon Goldstein and Lehigh head coach Sean Leary back with you. Sean had 5 players walk in their graduation today at Lehigh. A little bit earlier today, I believe those ceremonies have wrapped up, but 5 of your guys walking today.
We congratulate those guys, and as a coach, that's one of the proudest moments you have, is as you advance them through your program. Most importantly, you advance them through graduation and onto the real world, whether it be professional baseball or more than likely somewhere in the professional world. But our guys are all excited about that next step in their lives.
So hopefully some of the people watching us today watched that a little bit earlier today on the Patriot League Network.
Pretty sure those 5 guys are watching right now.
As Leland Sale will loop one out to right, and that'll dunk in over the head of Cam O'Neill for a base hit. Leadoff single there for Leland Sale. Just the 2nd hit of the ball game for Navy. Phil Reese made quick work of Navy over the last 3 frames, but that snaps a string of 10 in a row, retired by the Holy Cross starter. Navy has a rare base runner.
Still another pitch in on the hands. Didn't quite barrel it. I think Reese is consistently hitting his location right now.
So here's Chinnery, catcher for Navy. First pitch taken low. It's 1-0. Reese comes off a 4-pitch 4th inning, and I believe it was 18 pitches total over the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
He might have to start throwing on the side if he wasn't going to get more work in these innings. He was getting out there for 3-4 pitches and running back in.
Pitches a strike, and it's 1-1. He's gotten a lot of ground ball outs so far in this game as well. 5 ground ball outs. Certainly Chinnery, if he puts one on the ground, a prime double play candidate. Throw to first. Leland Sale not much of a threat to run over there either.
Yeah, I think the only thing Navy may look here's a little hit and run action, try to get some things going, but I don't think they have the plus runners here that they would put those guys in motion.
Pitch is hitting the air out towards right, down the line. Hassel giving chase. He won't get there. It's a fair ball. Sale around 2nd will head to 3rd. And a couple of loopers to right. And Navy all of a sudden has their best scoring opportunity of this game. 1st and 3rd, nobody out.
I wouldn't say lucky by any means. He certainly put the bat on the ball, but that ball landed right on the chalk, or about a foot inside. And so that ball's foul. It's just a strike, and it's fair, and it's 1st and 3rd. And those are the kind of things you need over the course of the game. You need 1 or 2 of those. Holy Cross had one early. The ball hit the base. Maybe that's Navy's break right there to get them on the board.
Wilcox comes to the plate 0 for 18 in the series. Guys struggling to swing the bat a little bit. Are you thinking maybe any kind of squeeze play could be on here for Navy?
I think this is a decent opportunity for a safety squeeze. You advance the runner. If it's placed in a good enough spot, you score the run. But imagine that was just a man on first and nobody out. They may be just sacrificing. So could be an option for Coach Costi.
3rd baseman Rousseau. And he does square. He puts it down the first baseline. A perfect bunt there. Now a race to the bag. Wilcox will beat it out. A run will score. And it's 3-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Perfect bunt there by Wilcox. Just hard enough to push it by the pitcher at first. Not hard enough that the first baseman has a play on him. Chinnery also to 2nd, and 3-1 the score.
Yeah, the key to that play is to make the first baseman go to his right or have the second baseman make the play. And in that same vein, you want to get it past the pitcher. And boy, that could not have been placed better. That's a play we like to use quite a bit at Lehigh, and that's I may take the video and show us that's exactly how you convert it.
Knowles now showing bunt, and he bunts that one foul. So another bunting opportunity here. This is a chance for Knowles. Try to bunt 2 into scoring position. All of a sudden, tying run would be in scoring position for the top of the Navy lineup.
There's so many fans watch baseball and they're looking for the 2-run double and the home run, and sometimes it's just about execution of the little thing. That may be as big a play of the weekend right there, just converting that bunt. And the bonus is he gets a base hit and an RBI by his perfect execution.
So Knowles bunts the first pitch foul. 8 sack bunts for Knowles on the season. Squaring again here, and he lays that one down. Back to the pitcher's mound. He'll wheel around, throw to 3rd. And he does get the lead runner there. So we see it in a couple of innings in this game. 1st and 2nd, nobody out, and the pitcher able to make a play. First it was Bartek back in the 3rd inning, and now you see Reese there able to get off the mound and make an accurate throw to get Chinnery over at 3rd base.
I think the key to that play is knowing your runner. I think the middle infielder or 3rd base in our case at Lehigh always calls out the runners and sort of lets everybody know who's where and who we have the best shot to get. And I think Reese, as he bounced off that mound, I felt like he thought he had a good shot on an average or maybe a little below average runner. On a plus run, I don't think he has a shot at 3rd there, but he did a nice job being definitive.
And fans, while we have a moment, you can purchase Patriot League merchandise and championship apparel at the Patriot League store. If every Patriot League school's merchandise is also available at patriotleaguestore.com. So 3-1 the score. Quick mound visit here. The top of the lineup up. So it's 1st and 2nd, 1 out for Navy. And Robert Curry 0 for 7 so far in the 2 games. Bats with Wilcox at 2nd and Knowles over at 1st. First pitch to him is a bouncer to the left side. Shortstop has it. His only plays over to 1st. And Lavello is able to get Curry. Both runners move up on the play, but now 2 down in the inning. Navy will look to Travis Blue for the big 2-out hit.
Seemed like an easy play, but really deep in the hole, high chopper, plus runner going down the line. Lavello made that look like a routine play, but I think that's one of those plays that looks easier on TV than it actually was in execution. Big batter here for Reese.
First pitch to Blue, swinging away, chops it right to 2nd. O'Neill has it. He'll toss to 1st. And Reese able to get out of the jam, just surrendering the 1 run here in the 5th. As Navy gets a run on 3 hits here in the inning, but they strand 2 runners in scoring position. Hey fans, you can relive your favorite Patriot League schools games from the 2015-16 season by visiting patriotleague.tv and clicking on the Patriot League Video Archive link. That's patriotleague.tv. Certainly had a classic one that you can rewatch from yesterday, the walk-off home run from Stephen Bourne in the 10th inning, and tremendous pitching from Gillingham and King yesterday.
That's a great resource for the student athletes too as well. They get a chance to relive some of their best games and watch their opponents, and just been a great resource for everyone.
So we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Bartek, who set the side down in order in the 4th, 1-2-3, back out there. We'll have to do a 3-4-5 here in the 5th after Navy did get on the board, making it 3-1. Pitch to Critelli is hitting the air out towards pretty deep right field. Deneen going back towards the track. He reaches up and spinning around was able to reach back and make the catch. Not very pretty for Deneen, but makes the play on a pretty well hit ball to right field. And there's 1 away.
Style points would not have been high on that one, but effectiveness was there. That was he's shading toward the line. A lot of the balls for Holy Cross have been down the right field line, and Deneen is shaded a little bit further to the line than he was earlier in the game. That was a long run. What I loved is he put his head down and ran to a spot, and that's the reason at the end he kind of had to reach back to make the catch.
So 1 away. Here's Schlick. He had an RBI in that 2-run 3rd inning. Critelli and Schlick with the back-to-back RBI singles. That made it 3-0 at that point. It's now 3-1 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And that's a strike, and it's 1-1. Bartek has done a really nice job of coming in and settling things down. Got out of that 3rd inning, not allowing any of the inherited runners to score. 1, 2, 3, 4th. Now the first out here in the 5th. Pitch there is sharply hit through the right side, and again, Holy Cross goes the other way, and Schlick 3 for 3 in the game. He's a 1-out base runner.
Great approach right there. Didn't try to do too much. We saw a little bit of that in our Holy Cross series. I believe he had 10 hits against us. Just wherever we threw the ball, he seemed to hit it hard, right center to left center. But I think the interesting thing for here Navy is this is their first shot for a shutdown inning, and Bartek has a job of trying to get Navy the next run, and obviously Holy Cross trying to answer. And as a lot of teams say, they want to win the inning. Holy Cross trying to come back here and win this 5th inning.
First pitch to Coloni is a strike. It's 0-1. It's like the big breakout season this year for Holy Cross. Been about a 250 hitter over his first 2 years, but ended up 2nd team All-Patriot League outfielder this year, hitting .318. now stands at first base. 3 hits in this game, and that pitch, a soft grounder to the right side. Wilcox will field. His only play is over to first, where he gets Cloney. Schlick advances to second on the play, and there's 2 away for Hassel.
Once again, we're down the bottom of the lineup, and here comes another run producer for Holy Cross. I think the depth of their lineup has been one of the great separators for them this year. They lost one of their top arms to injury in the middle of the season, and I think the question was, could the offense carry them? And guys like Hassel have stepped forward, and you get a 7-hole hitter with 9 home runs and just run production to rely on down in the bottom third.
First pitch strike there from Bartek. Hassel has a hit in this game, 1 of 8 so far for Holy Cross. Remember the last time that Noah Song started against Holy Cross, they had 1 hit total over 7 innings against them. This game he was knocked out with nobody out in the 3rd inning. Pitch there's a grounder off the mound towards the middle of the infield. Wilcox field sets his feet, throws the first, then he got him for the final out here in the 5th inning. So a nice play by Wilcox ranging up the middle, and Bartek has thrown back-to-back scoreless innings here in the 4th and 5th innings. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the 6th. 3-1, Holy Cross leads Navy. Run of the game in the 5th inning, but was able to limit the damage in that frame. Now we'll deal with 3-4-5. Stephen Bourne will lead things off here for Navy. He takes a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Great job, though, by Reese. Gave up that 1 run and then made the nice play on the bunt by Logan Knowles, and then 2 more ground ball outs, and able to get himself out of a jam in which Navy looked like they had a chance to get even in this game.
Yeah, first and second, nobody out and a run across, and he pitches his way out of that jam. But working ahead. He's 0-1, 0-2 again. Starting this hitter off at the middle lineup. You certainly don't want to be 2-0 on this guy. We saw what happened yesterday when he got ahead in the count.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Pretty close, misses outside, and it's 2-2. So it's Stephen Bourne standing in there, leading things off. Bourne, Trent, and Deneen. Now the 2-2 pitch, a liner into left field for a base hit. Schlick racing over to cut it off. Bourne a big turnaround first. He'll stop there, and now Navy all of a sudden 4 hits over the last couple of frames against Reese after they had just 1 in the first 4 innings. Bottom of the lineup that 2nd time through, and now 3rd time through the top of the lineup, and maybe starting to get some better swings on him.
We see the adjustment. Most of those hits have been to the opposite field. Reese has been commanding the outer third of the zone against both the righties and lefties, and Bourne with 2 strikes just stayed real short. Just served that ball in the left field. Outstanding piece of hitting.
Pitch to Trent down and away, and it's 1-0.
But you can see how badly these guys want to win. They're making adjustments pitch to pitch and batter to batter and inning to inning because there's no margin for error in these ball games.
1-0 pitch, big cut and a foul ball back on a high fastball, and it's 1-1. Trent was on base twice yesterday, hitting a walk after a 9-for-14 week last week against Bucknell.
That might have been 1 of 3 or 4 pitches all day that Reese got up in the zone. I think Trent put a pretty good swing on that.
Pitch there is lifted in the air out towards left field. Racing back on it is Schlick, and over in the alley, he'll get there to make the play. Trent retired, Bourne back to first, and there's 1 away for Deneen.
That is a deep part of the yard right there, left center, probably as deep as anywhere we play in the Patriot League. And Reese put it in a spot where it was very difficult to drive. He hit his location, and even though Trent barreled it, it just wasn't quite enough to drive to the alley.
So here's Deneen. He's flat out to left a couple of times. It's Reese working out of the stretch. First pitch is a ball, and it's 1-0.
Well, Coach DeCenzo has to be really excited to see Reese get him into the 6th inning. I see guys stretching in the bullpen. I don't know if they're ready to get in the ball game, but boy, he's certainly given them an outstanding chance to win this ball game.
Pitch gets away from the catcher, will go all the way to the backstop, and Bourne advanced to second base. Wild pitch there. Ball that Wojtek maybe thought he should have blocked. You could see him kind of look at the glove as he was going back to it and maybe surprised that he didn't. So you've talked about both of these catchers in this game, very good at blocking the ball.
That was kind of a tweener. I think he was trying to decide to pick it or block, and he got caught right in between. And he's such a good catcher. I know he'd expect to make that play. I couldn't tell from our vantage point if it did skip or if it was just off the ground, but that might happen a few times a year on him. He's pretty outstanding back there.
2-0 gets that one over, and it's 2-1.
Again, Reese confident in his breaking stuff. 2-0 to a real good RBI hitter, and stay soft there to the outer third with a strike.
Pitch misses inside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike here to Deneen. Born at second after the single and the wild pitch. 3-1 count here to Deneen, who's 0 for 2 in the game. Has officially scored a wild pitch. Now the pitch is hitting the air out towards shallow left. Schlick coming on. He's there, and for the 3rd time in this game, Deneen has flied out to left. He's now 0 for 3. Bourne has to stay put at second. And now it's Leland Sale who will look for the 2-out hit.
Looked like it might have been a ball right there. It was close enough to swing, but surely a pitch that Reese wanted to get in on his hands and was able to execute. Even the pitch before Reese executed his location, I think it missed maybe a shade inside, but just stayed confident with what he wanted to, how he was approaching Deneen in that at bat.
So here's Leland Sale, 1 for 2, has scored the only run of the game for Navy. First pitch down low, that time blocked by Wojtek, and it's 1-0. 3 runs on 8 hits and no errors for Holy Cross. Navy 1 run on 5 hits and no errors. 4 of the 5 hits have come in the last 2 innings here against Reese. They've got a runner at second with 2 down. Pitch, a chopper over to the left side of the infield. Blavello has it, sets his feet, and Reese out of the jam here in the 6th inning. 2nd straight inning that he strands a runner in scoring position. No runs in the inning, 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. Led to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 3-1. Holy Cross leading Navy. As we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning, it's a 3-1 Holy Cross lead here in Game 2 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Navy took Game 1 yesterday in walk-off fashion, so Holy Cross needing to win this game to stay alive and force it to a Game 3. It's Andrew Bartek back out, and Wojtek swinging away for his pitch, and he fouled it off his foot at the plate. It's 0-1.
Seen both catchers do that today. Not as if they're getting beat up enough behind the plate. They go and whack one off their shins and off their feet on while they're at home plate. Pitcher tends to try to throw that same pitch again when they see that happen. We'll see if Bartek tries to stay on the inner third here.
Pitch there, fouled off left side. Knowles giving chase. I don't think he even saw it. Kind of holding his glove up, shading his eyes from the sun, but it was well out of play. And it's 0-2. Wojtek, Rousseau, and Indalia here in the 6th inning for Holy Cross. Got their runs in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Navy crossed their lone run in the 5th. Now we're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Another foul ball back and out of play. Bartek has done a nice job. Officially 3 scoreless innings for him in relief. Coming in with nobody out in that 3rd inning. Bounces that one.
Again, both sides getting outstanding pitching throughout the whole weekend. Probably Song, the only guy so far that maybe came out and didn't get what we were expecting from him today. But the relievers, the starters, I mean, it's just been very good baseball, very well pitched baseball.
1-2. Soft grounder to the left side. Blue has it. A little bit of an off-balance throw to first, but able to make it accurately, and Wojtek is retired. There's one away.
Another nice play there. Both shortstops really fielded their position well today.
So leadoff batter retired for the 3rd straight inning by Bartek after Song allowed the leadoff batter to get on in each of the first 3 innings. That batter scored in 2 of those 3 frames, second and the third innings. Now here's Rousseau. First pitch is a strike. Bartek 41 pitches now in 3 1/3 innings. So it's done a nice job of settling things down here for Navy and keeping them in the game. But on the other side, Reese, great job to work out of jams last 2 frames.
Nice thing with Bartek, he's not on a pitch count. This is his one outing for the weekend. If Coach Kosky could use him as long as he's effective, he certainly has the rest of his bullpen rested, but I think he lets Bartek out there until Holy Cross sort of figures him out.
On the other side, Reese only thrown 62 pitches through 6 innings. That pitch, a weak grounder. Over to the right side, Wilcox, edge of the outfield grass, will throw to first. 2 more ground ball outs. Bartek last 4 batters, retired all on grounders. And a chance for a 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th.
I've been to see what Holy Cross does. Sometimes I've looked at some of the lines Reese has had. He's gone 5, 6, 7 innings, and they'll make a change the 4th time around just to give a different look. I don't know if they'll do that today. He's just been so effective, even the 4th time through, still getting those weak ground balls and just efficient outs.
Pitch foul tipped into the glove of the catcher. 0-1 in Dahlia, center fielder 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out. That's with the bases clear and 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 3-1 the score. It's a ball and it's 1-1. Holy Cross needing to win to stay alive. They are the home team here in Game 2, despite it being played in Annapolis. If it does go to a Game 3, Navy will be back to the home team for Game 3.
If history plays out, we'll see a Game 3. The Patriot League's had, I think, 5 straight series go to the final game, and it just shows the parity in the league and how closely competitive it is in the top third of the league. So I'm not shocked to see Holy Cross's response today and pulling ahead early and, making it look like we may have a deciding Game 3 on the horizon.
Bartek struck out in Dahlia first time he faced him in the 4th. Now has him 1-2 here. The pitch reaches out and stays alive. Still 1-2.
It's one thing, and Dahlia's done really well this year. He gets behind in the count. He'll spoil pitch after pitch until he gets the one he likes, and that was another pitcher's pitch right there. Just live to fight another strike, another pitch here.
1-2 pitch is hitting the air out towards pretty deep left field. Going back is Curry, and in the alley, left center field, he'll run it down, make the catch. Like pretty good contact there from Dahlia to one of the deeper parts of the ballpark, and Bartek ends up with a 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. We'll head to the 7th. It's 3-1. Holy Cross leads Navy. Gordon Goldstein, Sean Leary back with you. Phil Reese working into the 7th inning here. He'll face the bottom third of the Navy lineup. Adrian Chinnery, the catcher, leads things off and takes a first pitch strike. Chinnery singled the last time up. That was Navy's best scoring opportunity. They did get one across in the 5th, but looked like a chance for more. Reese worked out of the jam.
Reese still working to the outer third and back to the inner third, just like he did early in the ball game. Certainly a good sign for him to have that similar command.
Foul tip into the glove of the catcher, and it's 1-2. So Chinnery 1 for 2. Singled in the 5th, ground out to third in the 2nd. He's behind in the count here, 1-2. And the pitch, a liner back through the middle for a base hit. Second hit of the game for Adrian Chinnery. He's a leadoff base runner here for Navy. They're going 2 for 28 over his last 9 Patriot League games. Able to come through with 2 hits so far in this one, and now maybe all of a sudden he's going to have the tying run at the plate here in the 7th. Wilcox, though, bunting, bunts it up the first base line. Another good bunt from him. This one playable, though, for the pitcher. And he's able to move Chinnery into scoring position. So back-to-back at-bats for Wilcox, able to get the bunt down. Last time it ended up being an RBI. This time a sac bunt to move Chinnery into scoring position. That's where he'll be for Logan Knowles.
Yeah, Coach Costy's thinking right here, if I could just chip away even just for 1 this inning with the bottom third of my lineup and have 2 innings to go in good position. It doesn't mean they're not playing for more runs, but certainly down 2 right here. They're thinking, let's get it to 3-2 first before we worry about tying the ball game.
pitch to Knowles is a strike. It's 0-1. Knowles was up with first and second, nobody out in that fifth when a run was already across. They tried to punt the bunt on for him that time, but he bunted it back to Reese, who was able to get the force out at third. And that kind of killed the rally there for Navy, as Reese was then able to retire Curry and Blue back-to-back and get out of that jam with just one run across. So the count here, 3-1. Or rather 1-1 with the score, 3-1. Holy Cross leading it. The pitch down and away, and it's 2-1 now.
Yeah, I think the fourth time around to see the lineup, be interesting to see what Coach Asenzo does as Reese gets through Knowles here in the as a 9-hole hitter. You know, again in the 7th inning of a ball game.
It's in there for a strike, and now it's 2-2 here to Knowles. Reese does not have a strikeout in this game. He's not a huge strikeout pitcher as it is, 41 Ks this year and 62 innings of work. The 2-2 pitch, a grounder right to third. Rousseau looks the runner back to first, throws a little offline, but Critelli able to hold the bag. Knowles is retired. There's 2 away, and now back to Robert Curry. Again, another opportunity for Curry. He batted with a runner in scoring position in the 5th, grounded out. Now here in the 7th inning, bats with a runner at second and 2 down.
That's very good footwork by Critelli there, kind of working his way into foul territory. Seen the throw, making the decision early, and as we saw in the replay there, just making that play look easy, and really that's his experience around the bag.
First pitch to Curry is a strike, and it's 0-1. See John Escobar running down now to the Holy Cross bullpen. He was one of their better relievers in the regular season, 19 outings, 2.08 ERA.
Yeah, at the moment it looks like he's just in stretch mode. I think there's someone up. Again, we don't have a great vantage point here to see who is throwing down the right field line. I believe Escobar was just going down to play defense in front of the catcher, but certainly was one of the guys they relied on heavily early in the season.
So quickly 0-2 here to Curry. Chance for Reese to strand a runner in scoring position, 3rd straight inning. As Curry lays off that one up in the zone, it's 1-2. Navy left 2 in scoring position in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and now they have another one here in the 7th inning. 1-2 pitch, a grounder knocked down by Reese, bounces towards the left side of the infield. Everybody's going to be safe. Reese knocking that one down, though, saves a run as Chinnery to third. Curry has his first hit of the series, and now it's runners at the corners with 2 outs and Travis Blue to the plate.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to sneak through if it didn't catch Reese. I think it might have caught his body or his glove, but he certainly was able to knock it down. If that was hit hard enough, I think that was getting up the middle, and it might have been a 3-2 ball game.
Wojtek out to talk with Reese. No movement from the Holy Cross dugout as of yet. And Navy will have first and third with 2 outs. So it looks like they're going to let Reese face Blue here with runners at the corners. Great speed at first base. Any thought to starting Curry here? And now it will be a pitching change, it looks like. Just trying to buy a few extra moments here for Phil Reese with 2 outs in the top half of the 7th inning. Wait for Holy Cross to officially make the signal down to the bullpen, but this is probably going to be it for Reese.
There it was right there. Again, as an opposing coach, you track a lot of the line scores for the guys, and it seemed like when Reese would get him into the 5th, 6th, 7th inning, Coach Asenzo would go to the bullpen as the 4th time around, and not about Reese's effectiveness, just a little bit different look coming out of the pen right now, but outstanding job by Reese. Can leave with only the win or no decision, and I think the coaches there have to be thrilled with the effort he gave them.
So nice ovation from the Holy Cross fans here for Reese, who was very sharp in this game. He ends up going 6 2/3 innings. So look to the bullpen, try to get him the victory in this game. We have a pitching change, 3-1. Holy Cross leads Navy. So the new pitcher into the game will be George Capon, the right-hander. as he comes into his 25th game of the season. He's 3-3 with a 3.30 earned run average. And the first batter that he'll have to face here is Travis Blue in a tough situation here for him. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Great outing from Phil Reese, but he leaves with the tying run on base and great speed over at first base as well in Robert Curry. And so it'll be Chinnery at third and Curry over at first. And talking about it just before we went to break there, with first and third, 2 outs, great speed at first base. Any thought to getting Curry in motion a little bit here to put a little extra pressure on Holy Cross?
Yeah, I think it's a great strategy. It's just a matter of their feel for Capen's move, his time to home. A lot of times when you're up 2, they'll go ahead and try to get the runner at second. If it's up 1, I'm even more aggressive as a coach, because a lot of times they'll let that guy delay or straight steal without a throw. Try not to let a sort of a fluky play tie the game, but be interesting to see what Coach Costi does here.
First pitch, fake to third, look to first.
Believe it or not, that play works. If you're running and you see that guy lift his leg, in fact, we have a vote up in the NCAA for next year to make that play illegal, and I wouldn't be surprised if the coaches vote in favor of making that play no longer legal in the future.
This time just a straight throw to first. It's already illegal in the majors, now a balk in the majors. I think that was 2 years ago. They made it a balk in the majors.
And we usually follow suit, usually within a year or two, most of the major league rules.
Already 2 tosses over to first. Curry was 12 for 12 in stolen base attempts this season. First pitch here to Blue. He takes it up high, and it's 1-0. Capen 46 1/3 innings, 37 strikeouts, 10 walks.
But the theory is to get the tie and run in scoring position. So if Curry picks a pitch he likes, I think they'll try to move him.
It's the pitch, and it's fouled back into the screen, and it's evened up at 1-1.
Capen's certainly aware. He's gone over a couple times and been kind of borderline on even on the stop on the last couple pitches there, just because he's making sure he keeps Curry's feet from getting that momentum on the steal.
Pitch, chop, foul, and now he's got 2 strikes here on Travis Blue. 1-2 the count with runners at the corners here. Navy trailing at 3-1 here in the top half of the 7th inning. George Capen in relief for starter Phil Reese. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. First strikeout of the ball game for the Holy Cross pitching staff, and it's a big one here on the top half of the 7th inning. Navy strands a couple more runners on base. No runs on 2 hits, and they leave 2 runners on base. Stretch time here at Max Bishop Stadium. It's 3-1. Holy Cross leads Navy. Go to the bottom half of the 7th inning, a 3-1 Holy Cross lead. Ben Gordon-Goldstein, Sean Leary back with you. Andrew Bartek will face the top of the Holy Cross lineup here in the bottom half of the 7th inning as Nick Lavello will lead things off and takes a first pitch strike. It's 0-1. So Lavello, O'Neill, Critelli here against Bartek, who has worked 4 scoreless so far for Navy, keeping them in this game. That pitch, a weak grounder up the third baseline. Knowles charges in, sets his feet, fires to first, and he got him. Sales stretching out there. Nice throw by Knowles. Good speed running up the line by Lavello, and Bartek gets another ground ball out, and there's one away.
Seen some plus defense on both sides today. There's a couple ground balls that have been just not hit hard, but just high choppers, slow rollers, and both shortstops. Seen a play up the middle by Wilcox and now by Knowles, where just have to execute, but they're not easy plays, and they've been able to get some pretty close bang calls to go in their favor because they executed right from the beginning.
So here's O'Neill, 1 for 3 with a run scored. First pitch ball, and it's 1-0. 7 ground ball outs now for Bartek in his 4 1/3.
As impressive as Reese has been, I think Bartek has matched him pitch for pitch in his outing.
That's a strike over the inside corner, and it's 1-1. Good job by Capen to get that final out of the 7th inning. So Reese exits 6 2/3 innings, a run on 7 hits. Did a nice job of working in and out of trouble over those last 3 innings as well as Navy. You look at their last few at bats, they've left at least 1 runner in scoring position each of their last 3 trips up. So they've had a chances get back in this game, but Reese and now Capen have done the job.
I think the move to Capen was probably a difficult one just because Reese was doing so well, but he's got such a different arm slot, different spin on that breaking ball. But that fourth time through, I think Coach DeCenzo's thinking, I want to give him a different look, and Capon goes out there and executes and makes it look like a great decision, which from my perspective, I thought it was a good decision on the front end.
Pitch there is another ground ball, and Knowles will cut in front of Blue there. Low throw, scooped out though by Sale. And there's 2 away as Knowles cut in front of Blue right at the last second there, but is able to get the second out. Now Critelli to the plate.
If he's got a shot, he's got to go for it because he's got a better angle, shorter throw, and certainly has the arm strength to make that play. And a nice pick there. That was a difficult pick by Sale. Some of the ones we've had yesterday were kind of first base picks. That one was an in-betweener, and I think he did a real nice job soft-handing that one and getting the out for Bartek.
Pitch to Critelli, knocks the glove off of Bartek's hand. He picks it up, underhand to first, and look out up the middle there. Nice reaction by Bartek, and he has himself a 1-2-3 inning here in the 7th. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. Bartek has now retired the last 8 batters in a row that he's faced. Head to the 8th, 3-1. Holy Cross leads Navy. Hey fans, you're watching today's contest on the Patriot League Network on Campus Insiders. So we welcome you back out to Annapolis here, Max Bishop Stadium, the site of the Patriot League Championship Series for the 2nd straight year. Last year, it's the man sitting to my right who was able to win that series in 3 games for Lehigh, Sean Leary. Ben Gordon Goldstein along with you as it's a 3-1 Holy Cross lead. And Stephen Bourne will lead things off. And rolls that one to the right side of the infield. Critelli has it. He'll step on the bag, and 2 pitches, 1 out, and Bourne is retired. As Capon has come in, he got a strikeout there to finish off the 7th inning, get Blue, and now a soft grounder by Bourne. So 1 away here in the 8th inning.
That's a big out there for Capon. You get the middle lineup coming up and get that leadoff guy to ground out, and now he has a chance to face Trent from the windup and with nobody on.
First pitch strike to him. Trent 0 for 2, drew a walk in the 1st, ground out to 3rd in the 4th, and then flat out to left in the 6th. That's another strike, and Capon has come in, pounded the strike zone, and quickly it's 0-2.
Certainly been the story today, working ahead on the Holy Cross side consistently. Throws a breaking ball, gets ahead 0-1. Now it's got Trent thinking a little bit and was able to sneak the fastball by him.
Pitch there, close, just outside. It's 1-2. Just the 2nd ball that Capon has thrown. 1-2 pitch, reaching out, and he hits that one to shallow right field. Hassel going out, second baseman O'Neill going out into right field, and he makes the catch, juggling a little bit there, but makes the play. And there's 2 away.
Yeah, I'm not sure that ball was seen clearly by Hassel in right field. He didn't seem to get the same jump on it that he's had all weekend, and O'Neill just kept going, and he didn't hear anybody call him off. Made a very nice play as that ball was fading into deeper right field than I think we anticipated off the bat.
Seen O'Neill make a couple of nice ones out there. 2nd inning, Leland Sale looped one out there. He made kind of a little leaping catch on it as Deneen stands in.
Again, when you look up and see 0 errors by both teams and a caught stealing, there's just the defense has made the plays. Couple bunt situations where they got the lead runner. I think both teams have executed at the highest level there.
Yesterday we saw Navy make 2 errors. There was 1 by Holy Cross in a well-pitched 2-1 Navy victory in 10 innings. This one, it's Holy Cross with a 3-1 lead. Pitch is low, and it's 2-1.
It's a big spot here for Holy Cross. They really want to kind of keep the bottom of the lineup coming up in the 9th inning if possible. And Navy, even if they don't score, just kind of wants to get a couple runners on and maybe even have a chance to turn the lineup over for that 9th inning.
Deneen's worked it to 3-1. He's 0 for 3. 3 flyouts to left. Pitch there is swung on and hit in the air out towards pretty deep center field, and Dahlia going over, and he curls around to make the catch. And Deneen, good contact, but hit it to the deepest part of the park, and plenty of room out there for Indalia. Make the play, and it ends up being a 1-2-3 inning for Capon here in the 8th. Holy Cross 3 outs away from extending this to a decisive 3rd game. led to the bottom half of the 8th inning, 3-1. Crusaders lead Navy. Go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, 3-1. Holy Cross leading Navy. Andrew Bartek back out for his 6th inning of relief work here for Navy. By far a season high for him. His previous season high was 3 2/3 innings, and he has been tremendous here. Only 56 pitches for Bartek, deal with 4.56. Will Schlick has not been retired yet in this game. He leads things off here for Holy Cross. First pitch swinging.
Once again, both teams have plenty of weapons left in their bullpen. Guys are just extending, going their longest outings of the year. We saw both starters go 120 plus pitches. Bartek today giving them 6 innings of what looked like middle relief, and now it's turned into long relief for Navy.
0-1 low, and it's 1-1. Neither team announced who their Game 3 starters would be, but would expect it to be George Coughlin on the Navy side with Kyle Condrey available in long relief if needed. So it's a strike, and it's 1-2, and then Justin Finan on the Holy Cross side would be your expected Game 3 starters with likely quick hooks on either if they get into trouble.
Absolutely. Finan started this decisive Game 3 last week versus us, so I would imagine that's who Coach D would go to in this decisive Game 3.
Grounder right side, playing on a backhand there by Sale. Bartek covering the bag. They're able to retire Schlick for the first time in this game. Another ground ball out there for Bartek, who has retired now 9 in a row. You see Sale ranging over, and the easy flip to Bartek as Travis Cloney will come to the plate.
I think outside of Schlick, he's had probably 14, 15 out of 16. He's just had a nice run here, pretty much on cruise control.
Schlick is the only batter who's reached base since the 3rd inning for Holy Cross. First pitch there goes past everybody, and it's 1-0. Clooney's 0 for 2. He walked in the 2nd. He's been stranded in scoring position a couple of times in this game, 2nd and the 3rd innings. This Navy's starter, Noah Song, lasted only 2 innings. Bartek has now pitched 5 1/3 in relief, trying to get through the 8th and give Navy one more chance to rally. Navy will have 6, 7, 8 due up in the 9th. Sale, Chinnery, Wilcox. Pitch there, hit foul.
And Holy Cross is looking at this as if it's a tie game right now. That's the probably the talk in the dugout. Let's punch one more across here, give Capon something, a little something more to work with, a little more breathing room. And on Bartek's side, he's literally looking to get his team a chance to get one guy on and have the tying run up. That's his job right now as he tries to shut down Holy Cross.
Another ball hit foul, and it's 2-2. For Navy, even though they got the walk-off home run yesterday, not really a home run hitting team. If it was Holy Cross down by 2 runs, you might think bloop and a blast. But for Navy, probably would have to string together more than just 2 hits to tie it. That pitch is hitting the air out towards right center field. Curry going over to the alley, and shy of the warning track, he makes the catch. 2 up and 2 down here in the 8th.
I absolutely agree, although this series hasn't quite gone to script. I think if you had looked at the pregame today, you would have thought Noah Song's going to get you deep into a ball game, and yesterday you wouldn't have saw the walk-off. I think that's the fun part about playoff baseball is you see step-up performances on both sides, and so I would think it's going to take 3 or 4 hits, but the way things have gone the first 16, 17 innings here, I just don't know that we may not see another homer.
Here's Hassel, first pitch strike to him, and it's 0-1. Going along with that, the way that Reese had pitched over the last few weeks, wouldn't have expected that he would be able to work so deep and pitch so well in this game, but a great job by him. He got out of that jam in the 1st and then just really settled into this game as that one chopped back to the mound. Bartek has it, fires to 1st, and he has himself another 1, 2, 3 innings. So Andrew Bartek, what a job by him in relief. He ends up retiring the last 11 batters in a row that he faces over the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. So we'll go to the 9th. Navy needing 2 runs to rally. Holy Cross looking for 3 outs to try to send this to a Game 3. Go to the top half of the 9th inning. George Capon back out to try to finish this one off. Leland Sale will lead things off. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. So it's Sale, Chinnery, and Wilcox. Navy needing 2 runs. Trying to rally here in the 9th inning, extend this game. Holy Cross trying to extend the series. The pitch bounces up there. It's 1-1. Was this part of the lineup that got Navy's lone scoring inning? Started in the 5th when Sale, Chinnery, and Wilcox all recorded base hits. Swings through that one, and it's 1-2.
And Sale's got to do everything he can in his power to work on base, whether it's a single, get hit by a pitch, work a walk. But the way Capen's pumping the zone, it looks like he's going to have to put the ball in play here.
1-2 pitch, fouled back, and it remains 1-2. Sale scored the only run of the game for Navy. That was back in the 5th inning. He had a leadoff single, and that was the best chance for Navy to try to get closer in this game. Not able to do so. Reese worked out of that jam. Pitch there, waits back on it, and loops it down the right field line. That'll dunk in there for a base hit, and that was how Navy got their hits in the 5th inning. Sale and Chinnery both went the other way. And the leadoff batter is aboard, so Navy will bring the tying run to the plate, and Adrian Chinnery.
Again, that's why you preach to your hitters. Put the ball in play with 2 strikes right there. That wasn't hit as crisply as some of the other balls in this ball game, but yet you put it in play, and the outfield's been a little bit deeper than it had been to start yesterday, and that ball finds a hole down the right field line.
Here's Chinnery, 2 hits in this one after struggling for the last couple of weeks. First pitch, fastball strike, and it's 0-1. Chinnery did have 2 home runs this season, both came in Patriot League play. Not really a home run hitter, though, as a quick throw to first.
And obviously his job here is to try his best to get on base. Obviously that's what everybody's trying to do, but that'll allow the next hitter to come up, Wilcox, and be able to sacrifice them over.
Out in front of the off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2. Wilcox has put down 2 good bunts in this game. The one ended up being a bunt single and an RBI for him to score Sale. And again, another throw. Wouldn't imagine that Sale, who already doesn't run much, would have any thoughts of running here, down by 2 runs in the 9th. Pitch there is swung on and hit in the air out towards pretty deep right center field, and that one's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall. Sale heading for 3rd. They're going to send him home. Chinnery pulls into 2nd. It's an RBI double, and all of a sudden, Navy within a run with the tying run in scoring position. It's 3-2 here on the top of the 9th inning.
We talked about it yesterday, the clutch players seem to come through in the big moments, and Chinnery maybe not swinging the bat the best the last 3 weekends, but there couldn't have been a bigger bat of his whole season, and he goes ahead and laces a double to right center, gets the the 2nd run on the board, and puts himself in scoring position with a chance to tie.
And it looks like Navy's going to go with a pinch hitter here, although he hasn't officially been announced as of yet, and also a mound visit here for Holy Cross. So
Christian Hodge maybe coming up.
Interesting situation. Would have thought it might have been a bunting situation for Wilcox to move Chinnery to 3rd with 1 out in the inning, and he's put the bunt down so well a couple of times. But it looks like Navy instead is going to think base hit with Christian Hodge, a guy who's got a little bit more pop in the bat than Wilcox.
And I know we're at Annapolis today, but Navy is the away team, and a lot of times the theory the coach has is you play for the tie on the road or play for the win on the road and tie at home because you have more opportunities to be in the last batting slot when you're at home. And so I think maybe coach is looking at this and saying we got an opportunity here, maybe not only to tie but go ahead and win it. I love the aggressive strategy. I tend to err on that side myself, and I think he likes the matchup here with the pinch hitter, and we'll see how it plays out.
So here's Hodge, who has not played a ton here recently. There was really just 1 weekend on the season that he played a lot in Patriot League play. 9 for 30 on the year, home run, 4 runs batted in for Hodge. So he bats with nobody out and a runner at 2nd base. And they'll look back to 2nd. Certainly think Hodge would be up there bunting now. If they wanted to bunt, they would have left Wilcox in, although both corner infielders are playing in line with the bag, just in case. Chinnery does not run well at 2nd base. And again, looks back there.
And Holy Cross, they're just trying to see if they say they're showing hands, and Hodge has not shown it. So Capen did his job. Now you'll see Lavola put on the defense, and mainly they're making sure there wasn't a sacrifice in order.
Pitch to Hodge, takes it for a strike, and it's 0-1. The one Patriot League series that Hodge did see significant playing time was against Holy Cross when he started 2 games, his only 2 starts of the year Patriot League play, and overall in that series he went 0 for 11. So
I think this has more to do with practice time. Coaches see how guys are swinging the bat, inter squads, and that's what's fun about coaching college baseball is you'll see some kids emerge and you just can't wait to get him an opportunity. He obviously must be swinging the bat well, and this is a guy they went up there in a crucial situation.
Takes the ball, and it's 2-1. Pretty shallow in left for Schlick, trying to give himself a chance on Chinnery at the plate. And Daly in center about normal depth. Same for Hassel in right. Now the 2-1 pitch. Foul tips it into the glove of the catcher. Now it's 2-2.
And with Chinnery's lead out there, first I'd say I don't think he's stealing. And second of all, it probably is going to have to be a ball down the line or in the gap to score him. He's got a little bit of a conservative lead, and I think coach with no outs will make sure that he's got a chance to score without taking any chances on a throw.
Pitch there is lifted in the air out towards shallow right center field. Coming in is the right fielder Hassel. He'll make the catch. And so Hodge not able to come up with the base hit or move the runner to third. And so 1 away, and Logan Knowles now will come to the plate. 3-2 the score here in the top half of the 9th inning. It's Holy Cross looking for 2 more outs now to try to extend this to game 3. Navy has that tying run in scoring position, looking to try to get this to extras at least for the 2nd straight game. Here's Knowles 0 for 3. Pitch down and away.
I think Hodge's job there was certainly to move the runner. I think that making the out is acceptable. I think the minimum you want out of that, though, is something to the right side or a deep enough fly ball to advance Chinnery. And to Capen's credit, he was able to induce an out and not have the runner advance.
That's a strike in at the knees with a fastball, and it's 1-1. Knowles 1 for 7 so far in the 2 games. Pitch, swing and a miss. Had him out in front there. Good off-speed pitch, and it's 1-2. Got Robert Curry waiting on deck. Had his first hit of the series in his last at bat. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down and away, and it's 2-2.
That's a difficult decision for Coach Costi, too, with Chinnery on second. You don't want to pinch run and take your catcher out of the ball game. Most times, if you'll do it at all, would be with 2 outs. But I'm not sure he'll take his leader out from behind the dish.
Pitch there is off the end of the bat out towards left field. Schlick is there. He makes the catch. And now there are 2 away. And it's up to Robert Curry. And they are indeed going to go with the pinch runner here for Navy. Looks like it'll be Ben McGrath who's going to pinch run here for Chinnery.
And again, you want to wait to the last moment to not have to take your catcher out and break up the chemistry with you and the pitcher. But now the game's on the line. That runner has to score on a base hit, and you put your fastest runner in and hope Curry can advance him. Worry about defense in the bottom half afterwards.
So Navy will be out without their catcher and second baseman if they are able to tie this game here, the top half of the 9th inning. So Robert Curry 1 for 4, 4-year center fielder. The first pitch to him is a strike, and it's 0-1. Sale and Chinnery started this inning with back-to-back hits to get Navy within a run.
But Capen consistently starting ahead on every one of these batters, giving himself a chance to go to the breaking ball.
Swing and a miss there, off-speed pitch, and now Navy down to their final strike in this game. It's Holy Cross 1 strike away from sending this to a game 3. He sets 0-2 pitch, popped up down the right field line. Hassel coming on, he calls for it, and he makes the catch. And Holy Cross has pushed this to a game 3. They hold on to win this one by the final score of 3-2. Phil Reese, brilliant here in the starting role. 6 2/3 innings of 1-run ball gets the win. Noah Song the loss, giving up the 3 runs for Navy over those first couple of innings. So Holy Cross wins game 2 by that final score of 3-2. We'll take